Hello, Region Niners. We are on Region 9's Region Talk podcast, and today we are still in our Around the Region segment, but now we are home in our own region in Region 9. But before we get to the Round the Region segment here on the Region Talk podcast, so a forum to share news about IAEM, about the region, about emergency management, just a way to collaborate in our own space. We are going to talk a little bit about the IAEM Conference Student Scholarship Auction. So I'm going to look over here and I'm going to read this memo just to make sure I got everything correct. We have been asked from Region 9, from our Region 9 leadership, to donate for the student scholarship. We can raise a lot more this year. IAEM raised $17,000 last year, and we are asking for all of our agencies, all of our representatives, everyone from Region 9 to donate for the scholarship. Additionally, we have these scholarship baskets where we get to represent Region 9 in our own little container, and that will be our swag from the region. So we actually do have a representative from Region 9 who is going to be collecting all items. And if you would like to send any swag on over, you will send that over to Suzette. Stay tuned for our IAEM Region 9 newsletter, where we'll offer the address, the contact information for Suzette Bricker, and then you can go ahead and send your items to her by November 1st. Or you can go ahead and take them to the conference, since we're local in Region 9 this year, and you can drop them off to her there. Now, what we're doing in this scholarship auction basket is patches, coins, mugs, hats, agency swag, regional items, anything from your jurisdiction, your program, or city that says this is Region 9. So we're looking at Napa equals wine, Anaheim equals Disney, Knott's Berry Farm, Huntington Beach equals Beach City, maybe tsunami preparedness. What else do we got? Indio is the city of festivals, something like that. A gift that speaks more of your jurisdiction and how you prepare for emergency management or how you are recognized within your jurisdiction. We have the ultimate all hazards region. We really do have it all. We just recently had a tsunami, so we are all hazards. Let's represent our auction basket as such, and we'll follow up in the Region 9 newsletter with the contact and where to send your items if you will not be bringing them with you at the IAEM annual conference. Speaking about the annual conference, the early bird registration will be closing next week, Friday, October 6th. That is the last time to get the deal. It is an early bird special. After that, you're going to just have to pay the general fee. Registration will be at the regular price, but get your savings in while you still can. You've got about a week. Alrighty. No further ado, let us introduce to you Region 9's President Todd DeVoe for our Around the Region segment with Region 9.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, yeah. It's my pleasure. You know, you always do a great job here, ESMR, so I'm really happy about this. And all the other regions that came on talk about what they do. Really appreciate them. And, going into Region 10 next month. And then you got, with the conference and IAEM Expo coming up here in November. So excited about all this stuff.
Alrighty, with Region 9, before we get into our general questions that we've been asking all of the regional representatives, do you have any other exclusive news for what's happening at the annual conference within Region 9? Are there any Region 9 hosted events?
Yes, absolutely. So for the Region 9 conference, we will be doing a Region 9 mixer, which is a fun thing, on Tuesday of the conference. It'll be over at the Dubliner across the street from the conference center, working on some details on that, but that's where the location's going to be. And then also we're having a pre-conference training that's free to Region 9 members. It is project management for emergency management. So that will be, will be held here I believe it's going to be in Orange County at this point, but so if you come in, you might have to have a car. We can work on transportation. It's only for 20 people, so the first 20 people that register for it will be able to take this course. That will be held on the 2nd and 3rd. And then we have, the auction will be happening for the student auction. And this year, I'm literally putting my head on the line. I am going, if you raise $1,000, I'll let somebody on stage shave my head. Yeah. So you got to raise $1,000, and you have to shave my head. Somebody does at least. So that's some of the stuff that we're working on.
To be clear, is this Region 9 members donating to Region 9, or is that all IAEM donating to Region 9?
It's all IAEM Region donate to the student
in general.
To the scholarship foundation, and that's what it's for. So yeah, so if you raise $1,000, I'll let somebody take a razor or to my head and shave it down. Yeah.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, thank you for letting us know a little bit about what's going to be happening at the annual conference for Region 9 members. Definitely get some detail, and we'll follow that up with the newsletter, and hopefully we'll be able to get some awareness on Region 9. It's going to be great.
Yeah, absolutely. It's exciting stuff. And, I'm excited it's going to be here in our region, number one. Number two, it's not too far from where I live, so it's even better for me, when it comes to this, just when I say better for me, not for me personally, but for us, because it's, we're able to really highlight what we do in the region, and people traveling from all over the country to come to Long Beach, California, to spend some time. And it's funny because, when we went to Grand Rapids, everybody was cold, now everybody's going to be here. We might be cold. For those of us who live in Southern California, might, want to put a sweater on, but everybody else is going to come here and think it's going to be super warm. So it's going to be the opposite reaction. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I think that we are going to be great hosts to this conference. And I think I would love to see Region 9 really represent here, like I said, because it's close to home for a lot of us. Even if you have to travel a little bit, it's definitely not traveling cross country. So it's a little bit easier to get to. Heck, I think the majority of everybody could probably drive to the conference, except for the people in Hawaii and the Pacific Islands, could all drive to the conference if they really wanted to. It's not that bad of a drive, but it does make it more cost effective. One other thing I want to say too is,
go for it.
For those that are having struggles paying, if their agency doesn't pay and they still want to attend, there are options for you to work through it, volunteer options that are here. And I know some people are working on renting a larger home or something like that. So so you work with each other to make it affordable. And I'll work as hard as I can to make it affordable for everybody as well. If you have any needs, let me know. I can't promise anything, but I can definitely see who's doing what and work through that. And I appreciate everybody's efforts.
Thank you for that extra piece. I think a really good platform for that. Also, there have been some conversations already on IAEM Connect.
Yeah.
That'd be a good avenue as well.
That's why I saw the thing where a couple of people were talking about renting a house. So I thought those or I guess an Airbnb. If I say that, it's not like not like taking out a lease or anything like that. It would be extreme, but
It will be nice to know that this invitation is out there, and even new members or those who are curious about IAEM will have an opportunity to at least network at the conference, knowing that there are budget-friendly opportunities still available for the conference.
Yeah, absolutely.
In addition to the new IAEM members, or in general, how would you describe IAEM to somebody, to a new member or potential new member?
Yeah, actually, I had the opportunity yesterday to do that for some people, and the easy answer is saying IAEM is a trade organization, right? Excuse me. I think that does a disservice to really what it is. Not only is it a trade organization, but it also is a place for people to collaborate on projects across the globe that impact millions and millions of people. It's a group of people that are putting money and time into research into best practices for emergency management prior to a disaster occurring. It's an organization that is leaning forward in the education space to bring scholarships to students trying to make a difference in the field of emergency management. It's a place where educators get together to discuss the new trends in emergency management and what things that they can do to make education better for emergency managers. It's a place where people from different sectors get together, whether it's healthcare, schools, colleges, in their own public-private partnerships, these areas that get together to say, hey, what are the trends? What can we do to make things better? And that's the exciting part about this organization, because it might sound like it's one organization, but realistically, it's multiple organizations going into one thing. So that's what IAEM truly is.
What would you say makes Region 9 unique?
Region 9 is unique because we are looking at multiple states. So every region has multiple states, right? But we have a really diverse group of states. We have the desert states of Arizona and Nevada. We have California. We have the islands of Hawaii and the Pacific Islands. So we really are a vast organization when it comes to the region. It is not typical of where, like, say, region 1 or 2, where everything's really close together. We're very spread out. I mean, if you think of California, we can really take a look at this as being two different states. We have Northern California, Southern California, and it's really unique in culture, unique in disaster issues. So there's that as well, right? You take a look at Nevada, and they're two, right? They have from desert to mountains. Arizona is unique in that case. Obviously we think about wildfires as being our major problem that we have in California. Maybe earthquakes if you talk to others, but that isn't what we. But there's all issues across the board.
So a unique geographical and hazard diverse region?
Absolutely. Diverse, not just geographical too, right? We're diverse in languages, right? Orange County, where I live, right? We have, I think it's like 90, no, it's more than that, it's 196, something recognized languages, right? In California, we, it's everything across the board, right? Everybody always thinks of California, English, and Spanish, but we got, all sorts of languages. I mean, you name it, it's there, it's here, and so diversity in thought, diversity in cultures, diversity, and so it all comes together. We truly are, whether you can call it a melting pot or a mixed salad. It depends on how you want to take a look at it.
I like the mixed salad one.
Yeah.
Our other questions that we've been asking, and now that you mentioned having a diverse diverse audience, diverse in almost every facet. What events or activities are you, as Region 9, is Region 9 creating or hosting to reach the salad of diversity that is Region 9?
Yeah, absolutely. So some of the things that we're trying to do, and it's really hard for us to have like the mixers. I know, that's a lot of fun. We can do those at the conferences. We have our semi-annual or biannual, whatever other year. How do you say that? Every other semi-annual, whatever. Every other year conference that we're doing here in Region 9 to bring the region together. Next conference that we have is going to be, right now it's scheduled to be in Arizona. So we want to move it around. Hopefully at some point we can bring it to Hawaii. But right now it's it's going to Arizona. We'll probably have it in Nevada and a background. So those are the type of things that we're working on. Yeah, and so that's what we can do because we're so vast. But we do have the virtual stuff. We have obviously the podcast. We do the newsletter. We're working on doing some webinars again and things like that to keep communication going on amongst the region. And then of course, hosting or going to attending other conferences as well, and having this region 9 represented at the California conference at CISA, the Nevada conference with IPA, and then when Arizona, when they have their next conference, we'll end up going there as well. So those are the things, and again, Hawaii, I might have to take the bullet for that when I go to a Hawaii conference.
I volunteer as
right. So those are the things that we're working on.
That's awesome. There was, I believe it was Region 8 who was telling us as well that they go out and have a representative also attend the state conferences, which is a great way to say, hi, I'm here for you. And if you need a network, we are also available to you. That is a great way.
And one of the things that we did as a region that I think is great is when Hawaii was having their fires, we reached out automatically over to our state representative over there, John Shear. Really started working boots on the ground as far as what were the needs were for our members over there. And then IAEM-USA, stepped up as well, reaching out and saying, hey, how can we help you through this fire? What needs are there? And so that really sparked the conversation of what more can we do as IAEM-USA for our members when it comes to membership needs after disaster. So there's more conversation on that, but that was a really good step forward. And for a tragic issue that occurred in Hawaii, it really put us on the forefront to take a look at what the issues are that we can move forward with and work on.
Is that a loud concern of your membership, or let me define what is that. Is the need for membership support during a disaster a need, or I guess a loud concern of your Region 9 members?
We did not hear that coming from Region 9 members necessarily, right? But what we did have is the idea of, if your members are impacted, and you take a look at some of the other organizations like the International Association of Firefighters and other union-based type of organizations, and they have a fund set aside to help their firefighters and firefighters' families in times of crisis. And we really don't have that yet. And maybe it's a conversation that we should have. And as an organization, it's a member benefit, right? So it's a little bit different. We don't have as many members, obviously, as the International Association of Firefighters, or the International Association of Police Chiefs, police officers, and obviously there's, hundreds of thousands of members when it comes to that. We're taking a look at what our 7,000+ that we may have here, and that's one of the other reasons why, becoming a larger organization and getting more members to join is critical, not because this organization, um, you know, is just there for, as some people think it is, collecting money in and doing whatever. It's realistically an organization that could benefit its membership, and that's what we need to work towards, is having more options or more things for them to have.
Well, I appreciate the leadership of IAM USA collectively, all the chapters, all the boards of the region asking these difficult questions.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, and this was really spearheaded on the IAM USA side of it. Give credit where credit's due. Region 5 kind of pushed that button to say, hey, what can we do to help Hawaii? And they reached out to me and said, well, what can we do? And I said, well, this is what we're already doing, right? And I didn't reach out to IAM USA because we already had something in place that we were working on. But with Region 5 saying, hey, taking, prompting to the president,
Mm-hmm.
Kathy Clark, to say, hey, what's going on? And we were able to pen a letter and reach out to the members that are in Hawaii that were impacted, to say, hey, we're here for you. And, and I got a lot of emails back saying, hey, we really appreciate this. And it is that we are concerned for our members. I reached out to Nevada when Nevada was getting those massive floods in Las Vegas, and saying, hey, is there anything that we could do? And so as a region as diverse that we are in people and in disasters, we're all still one group. We're all still one region, and we do look out for each other. And it was very heartening to see the outpour of support for the people of Hawaii and the people in Nevada after those very large publicized events. And what I also like is, Jeff Duvall reached out to me quickly and said, hey, if we want to have a webinar for best practices from what we learned from our fires up here to talk to the people of Hawaii, let's do it. And so, I know that you were working on arranging that and making that occur. So that's the type of stuff that I think is excellent about this organization, that we're realistically there for each other. It's not something that we just write on a piece of paper. It's something that is in action that we do every day.
For those who are listening, Jeff Duvall is the Sonoma County Department of Emergency Management Director.
Yes.
Yes. Alrighty. So the question was leaning more towards if the questions were being asked of membership, and you told us it was actually being asked of our leadership, which was fantastic to know. And we'd also like to know, what is Region 9 members asking for in terms of maybe engagement? Are there any loud asks from your membership that you are aware of?
I mean, the big thing, which is really interesting, and I had a conversation with IAM USA about this, and it's having more opportunity to take the CEM exam is one thing, and I worked hard on trying to get those to be done, and there's still some work to be done, right? And the fight is not over to really help fund CEM exams being put around the region. And unfortunately for a lot of people, finding a place to take the exam has been found difficult. And I'm actively looking for solutions. So if anybody has ideas on how we can make that easier for our members, let me know. And it has to be cost effective, because I'm really prudent on spending the region monies, and I don't necessarily want to travel everywhere to give exams, because it becomes very expensive. And so how can we do it in a cost effective manner? And so that's one of the things I'm working on right now. Yeah, that's the big one right there. The other one too is realistically engagement, and how do we do a better job with engagement, um, and so like I said, the trick is the distance that we have.
Hmm.
Excuse me. And so, um, I'm looking at maybe doing more of sponsoring, a maybe an event at outside of the conferences that are occurring anyway throughout the state, because people, there's a lot of cross pollination when it comes between the state membership and the IEM membership, and
Hmm.
maybe we can. And I also encourage everybody who's an IEM member to become a member of their state association, because you could do a lot of good work through the state and IEM. They're not they're not mutually exclusive, right?
Right.
You can't say, oh, I'm a member of IEM and I'm not going to be part of the state, or vice versa. We should be really cross pollinating and with ideas. And the difference is with IEM is that we're able to say, hey, NEPA is doing this, which is really cool. CISA is doing this, which is really cool. You two should talk, and maybe there's some good, cross pollination there. And breaking down the state borders when it comes to emergency management, because God knows when we have a large scale disaster and we put out a request for emergency managers, they're going to be coming from our neighboring states first, and we need to have this relationship built. And the old adage of, hey, don't trade your business card over the back of the patrol car, or the back of the fire truck, or the back of the ambulance, whatever, insert vehicle there. We should really be having those relationships built right now. And you see great relationships built between members of the organizations. I think IAM could be that bridge of building relationships between different states. Excuse me.
How have you navigated? I love what you have planned for the future. What has worked well in the past as you navigated engagement to share with other regions?
I mean, realistically, I think one of the best things that we've done as far as IEM goes, IEM Region 9, it was the webinar series. I really, that's a hats off to you. Is that really it gave us the ability to, it's an evening like this and people sign up for it, and I would like to do things like that. Although I would like to kind of do like maybe, I know they sound corny, but they were kind of fun. Doing like a virtual uh, cocktail party or something like that. Bring your own favorite beverage, whether it's adult beverage or not. And then like I know CISA did a Jeopardy game that was hosted by somebody, by a company, and it was kind of a blast. I had a good time with that. And doing things like that, maybe that we could bring IAM Region 9 together from the distances that we are from, from Hawaii to Nevada to Arizona to California and the islands, and everybody out there together doing some fun stuff.
That would be very neat. Very, very thankful, Todd, for you sharing all of your insights for the conference, for the annual conference, as well as talking about membership. As we close, can you tell our audience where they can find you and how to contact you?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can always contact me through my IAEM.R9 at IAEM.com email. I'm sure it's on the newsletter. Most of you are subscribers to the newsletter, but if you're outside the region and want to subscribe, you can find us on Substack as well. Some great information that's always being shared there. The communications team is doing a great job of keeping that up. You can find me at the IAEM-USA website as well, so IAEM.com, and you can find me over there. And I mean, I'm around, and I'm pretty accessible. Shoot me an email, or if you want to give me if you have my number, I'm not going to give my number on this. Give me a call. I'm more than willing to share my number, but I don't want to really blast it out on
not broadcasted.
yeah. So, but yeah, give me a call, and again, if there's anything going sideways or whatever, and you need help, again, we might not be able to respond directly to your concern. What I mean by that is like if there's obviously there's like a large event going on, but we could definitely build those bridges and help find people who have the materials and the resources that they can, and sort of help navigate those problems. And I think that's another thing that we do well.
It's all part of the networking. Well, thank you so much, Todd, for coming on this evening. And I'd like to also thank our viewers and our listeners for joining us. And as always, we owe a big thank you to the man behind the screen, our producer, Brian, at Sitch Radio. And just a reminder, if you haven't, go ahead and add us to all your social medias. And keep on rocking, Region 9. We appreciate you.